Bar Stool Sports. Titus, Brandon Walker, Mostly Sports.
Well, we're going to start with Connor today. Just show his jersey as fast as you possibly can. Just
Oh, yeah.
what? What?
So this is interesting because this is
You can't.
an actual football jersey.
It is, yeah.
Like an actual, like,
Connor, you're not a skin tight jersey guy.
I'm not, but this was sent in. I don't know what to do.
it's a great jersey.
You could have just not
Mandalorian.
worn it.
No, I was trying to wear it.
Bro, if somebody sends you an authentic Mandalorian, you have to.
You think that's from right from the Star Wars Football League? You think that's a legit?
I don't know what it is from. What I can say is that is not a jersey sold to people to wear to a game. That is a jersey made to wear on a field. I don't know if it's like lacrosse because they have pads too or what the deal is, but that is made for shoulder pads
Right.
and then to be skin tight.
Which begs the question, T-Bob. There's not a team in the world that. Okay, so
Oh,
this
there
was
you go.
Iowa Barnstormers.
this was their
Iowa Barnstormers.
this was their rebrand.
Yeah, for
Star Wars night.
Mandalorian and Grogu.
I mean, look at you, bro. You got Beskar on.
All right, and who was Grogu? Was he related to Baby Yoda?
I mean, well, you know, that's,
Yeah, the same.
no spoilers, but that's his name.
Well, I thought. Okay, well, how does Baby Yoda grow up to be Yoda if he's Grogu?
Well, he's not actually Yoda. Baby Yoda was how he was colloquially known by everybody in the general public before we learned that. It's interesting because do we even know their race's name?
No, we do not. It's
And
one
we
of the
don't
few in Star Wars that we have no idea.
We
We
just
know
don't
Yoda,
know.
we know Yaddle, and we know Grogu, and we know little else.
Don't know their species.
Beyond that. Yeah,
Look at the
don't know
helmets.
their
Cool
species.
helmets.
I mean, it's sick, bro. You're wearing fucking Beskar.
A shout out to the Barnstormers.
Shout out to the bar.
All right, it is Thursday, July the 18th. Connor, July the 18th be with you, of course.
Fuck yeah.
It is July 18th. It is Jersey Day.
What is it?
It's the life. Oh my god.
What is it?
Freak me out. It's 17th. Jesus.
What is today?
17th?
Yesterday was the 17th.
No.
Today's the 17th?
Yeah. Thank God. I thought my wife's birthday was tomorrow. All of a sudden, I was panicking.
Connor, July the 17th be with you.
Bless you.
And
And also with you.
thank you. I can't go any further without talking about Jägermeister. Jägermeister liqueur, 35% alcohol by volume. Connor, on his planet where they have Grogus and Baby Yodas, he likes to drink it room temperature. He likes to drink it like warm.
Well, look, we like. You know,
And that's not right, T-Bob. That's not how you should be doing it. What you should be doing is drinking it ice cold shots.
Damn, that's cold.
That's what you got to be doing when you're out with the friends, when you're out this weekend. Maybe you're at the bar, you're hanging out. Maybe you're doing the sports stuff. Maybe you're doing the mostly sports stuff.
so like 15 degrees.
T-Bob, you dumb bitch. It is.
What?
It is.
It's really cold.
It's 15 degrees less than that. It is 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Get that thing as cold as you possibly can.
What?
Throw it back and enjoy your day. That's what we're doing with Jägermeister. So wherever you're at, if you're hanging with friends at the bar, you're doing the mostly sports stuff, just remember to check Jägermeister out at Jägermeister.com. Cheers with ice cold Jägermeister. Drink responsibly. Jägermeister liqueur, 35% alcohol by volume. Imported by Mass Jägermeister US, White Plains, New York. T-Bob,
Yo,
what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Shane Gillis. Last night
Yeah,
at ESPYs.
yeah. So he hosted the ESPYs, huh?
About as ballsy of a performance, which we'll get into. Like, regardless, I think if you agree, like, enjoy, or not, I think one thing that can be argued is objectively true in my opinion. That's funny to say objectively true in my opinion. One thing I think I would argue is objectively true is it was fucking ballsy. He went for it in front of a crowd that was conditioned to not laugh at the jokes that he was saying.
And there you go. And there's the key right there. I watched it. I have never in my life watched the ESPYs. I think an award show for sports, which sports is built on, you get awards for every game you play in. It's called winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, the awards are built into sports. We have Cy Youngs, we have MVPs. We got awards. We got awards all over the place.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we needed I never really watched it. I watched it maybe when I was a kid, tried it out, didn't really work for me. Although I do go back and watch the Jamie Foxx clips and the tennis ball. Did you ever see that one?
No, I don't really.
You never really watched it either?
I've never really watched any award shows. Maybe as a child when I was obsessed with Lord of the Rings.
I used to watch the Grammys.
I remember watching the Oscars some, but outside of that, no, I'm pretty. Nowadays, I'll get it through social media osmosis.
I've watched a lot of country music awards too.
Okay.
Yeah. Country music awards shows I think are better.
I guess I used to watch the VMAs.
Yeah.
Because I was infected by MTV growing up, so you watched like anything that MTV was putting on television.
Yeah.
But that would be it.
And now they just do ridiculousness. Is that what the show's called?
Is MTV still a channel?
Yeah, it's still a channel, but it just shows that one show all day.
Yeah,
every day.
just all Rob Dyrdek.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, I'm a firm believer that without Rob and Big into Fantasy Factory, that we are not here in the Chicago Fantasy Factory. So thank you to Rob for paving the way.
You think Rob and Big were the precursor to us sitting here today?
1,000%.
Okay.
It's the butterfly effect that led us here. Without Rob's Fantasy Factory, there is no Big Cat Fantasy Factory.
I'll be goddamn.
Which, how else could this place be described?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I've never really watched the ESPYs. I did follow along with Twitter last night. The varying and wild. We're such a stupid country these days. The absolute wild disparities in reactions. Some people saying, "My God, this man is changing entertainment and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen." With some people saying, "This all of his jokes are missing and none of it's funny." That's the two different ends of the spectrum there. This morning, right when I got here, I watched the entire 10-minute opening monologue.
Yes, yeah.
And
that's the only part I watched.
My conclusion: he was funny. But my other conclusion is exactly what you said. He was funny in front of an audience who was scared to death to laugh at his jokes. And why are we in a place where we're scared to fucking laugh at jokes? There's a couple. The one reaction that I thought was so muted that I couldn't believe it was, and it was his edgiest joke, I thought, it was the Caitlin Clark, when she retires, she's going to work at Waffle House to do what she loves doing, which is fist fighting with black women. At the very least, even if you don't think that's funny, it should draw one of these reactions out of the crowd. It should draw like, oh, I can't believe he said that. I can't believe he did that. Like a classic one is when Norm McDonald went on the ESPYs 30 years ago, and he's talking to Charles Woodson, and he says that you won the Heisman Trophy, they can never take it away from you unless you kill your wife and waiter. And the crowd went, oh God, I can't believe you said that. At the very least, the crowd should have reacted that way to that joke last night, and they just didn't react at all. It's hard to watch a comedian with no reaction at all from a scared-ass audience.
So I thought that Gillis did. Now I don't know, like maybe some would argue that a comedian should not do this.
Yeah.
To me, it's maybe one of the things that Gillis does that makes it kind of relatable and likable. Though last night it was kind of doing it a lot, but kind of the meta commentary on
commenting on his own jokes.
like that one in Atlanta, like, come on guys, we're having fun. Or like, but again, like it was not like the funniest thing I've ever seen. I guess again, my takeaway is just look. He wanted to honor Norm McDonald, a guy who very famously did not give a fuck about really tearing down anything that you held precious in the pursuit of comedy and chasing laughs and proving that we should and could be able to laugh at anything. And so, again, I just, the balls to go to honor Norm with that joke, making up the fake WNBA player.
That's really
which got
funny.
The biggest applause of the entire night.
That was so funny.
And I'm such a dumbass. I absolutely would have been in the number cheering
You'd
for
have been
Brittany
like,
Hicks.
"Hey,
I'd been like, let's
Brittany."
go, Brittany, give it up. Yeah. And it's a bit, and the thing is, well, first off, all of it's not serious. Like, it's fucking jokes.
Correct, yes.
But, like, secondly, it doesn't diminish anything. It's like a roast. Like, the whole point there is to talk shit, but you talk shit from a place of love of sports. The Shadur nepotism bit was fantastic.
Yeah.
No, he got his jersey retired because he went 13-12 and almost won an Alamo Bowl. It's absolutely not nepotism. He dropping the Epstein. I mean, it was, look, I thought it was, again, maybe from a pure funny standpoint, it was good.
It wasn't Shane Gillis's best, but it was better than the audience reacted.
Yes, it was ballsy as fuck. And again, it's a statement and I think a meta commentary on kind of pushing back against, and we've seen this a few times lately. Like the Tom Brady roast, I felt was very much in the same vein as well. But the fact that this is on ABC, though, I think is the key difference there. But like, yeah, it's a pushing back against trying to put social nicety rules into place in comedy, and I feel like he did a pretty good job of like kind of running the gamut and getting shots at really a lot of different camps.
Yeah, he took a shot at everybody.
Yeah, a lot of people are trying to paint it as being one-sided. I don't think that's my opinion.
Well, yes, Connor.
Well, I was just going to say also credit to ESPN for going out and getting them. They've been in this weird past couple of years where they're getting these athletes to do it, which is fine, but the heyday of the ESPYs was when they had a Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Or later on when they had Seth Meyers. Or I loved Rob Riggle. Like, I thought Rob Riggle was like
Justin Timberlake was a good host.
Timberlake was a great host. The entertainers. Yeah, here's the list.
Oh, this is the list of.
They went Russell Wilson, Stephen Curry, Serena Williams.
Go all the way back to the beginning. Let's build it back.
The ugly dog wife punchline.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is a callback to his jokes, and none of the audience seemingly had ever.
I didn't realize that either. Actually,
Yeah, his ugly dog wife thing is a Ted Cruz Donald Trump thing that was one. I don't know if it was on his first set or his first big set. So John Goodman in '95, Dennis Miller did it twice. Dennis Miller did the first two. Is that right, John Goodman? Tony Danza hosted it. Jeff Foxworthy.
bro, I love Jeff Foxworthy.
And there's Norm. Norm changes things there in 1998. Samuel L. Jackson, Jimmy Smits, Samuel L. Jackson 2 more times. Now, Jamie Foxx was great. He did these musical numbers where he's basically hitting on Serena Williams.
Vaguely remember. I don't know.
And he is just doing sexual innuendos about Serena Williams. And, he's singing them. So
yeah.
he's so wildly talented that it worked. Matthew Perry, Lance Armstrong, Jimmy Kimmel, and LeBron James. Justin Timberlake was good. Samuel L. Jackson for the 4th time.
Always
Seth Meyers
Samuel.
2 in a row.
He's just a host.
Hey, Samuel is just a whatever you need him to be at any given time.
Have you ever seen him host the video game awards?
No, I have not.
Like the first video game awards?
The VGAs.
What
Talk
do you do?
about a guy that has never played a video
Yeah.
game trying to host an award show about video games.
The
That is a
VGAs
hilarious video.
They had that problem for a while where I think they were so desperate for some sort of mainstream validation, and they would like spend the money to get like real celebrities to host, and they just clearly did not give a fuck and did not want to be there.
It was also on Spike TV, so it was
Yeah.
4 chicks with their boobs out and like Gears of War.
Bring the list up again.
Simpler
I'm
time.
surprised Kevin Hart hasn't done it, and I'm surprised Steve Harvey didn't get a shot at it. And there's the athlete era: Peyton Manning, John Cena, Danica Patrick. No host for the writer's strike a couple of years ago: Serena Williams, Shane Gillis, Steph Curry, and then Anthony Mackie.
I love
Russell Wilson, Megan Rapinoe, and Sue Bird. Gross.
they hosted.
That was the COVID one.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's still.
Wow, they really went with like
Did you see his Megan
three
Rapinoe
people
joke
that
last
people-
night?
Yeah. Like what, y'all act like she's a good time?
It wasn't even a joke. He's like, Megan Rapinoe's not here. That's cool.
It it got after everyone's ass last night, and yeah, I mean, look, it was a statement, and I thought it was good. It's easily the most memorable ESPYs, again, like you said, probably since like Norm or whatever. It stands out amongst the bland.
And Brandon, you were so inspired by the monologue. You came with your own monologue today, right? For the show?
I'm doing that on the Yak.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm doing that on the Yak.
Oh wow.
Sass is writing it right now.
Okay, I was gonna say who is it? I was wondering, you're gonna do stand up in front of Nikki.
Yeah. Sass is
Harry.
Harry is writing it right now.
Shout out Sass.
Settle with 2 L's.
It was fun. It's also funny too to see like how you could tell that the comedians appreciated what Gillis was doing. Like when Drewski gave him the kind of like, let's go.
Yeah.
He was like, who was that? Drewski? Oh hell yeah! Like
The cameraman knew who to highlight in the audience who would be laughing.
yes,
The
because
cameraman went to Pat McAfee after a joke, and they went to
Yeah.
Drewski after a joke. They knew who was going to actually laugh.
and even McAfee, you could tell was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like he's
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
Like he's really going for it right now. The Bill Belichick jokes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Reading her a bookie before bed.
Oh,
Good night, boobs didn't get a good laugh.
No,
thought
it didn't.
I thought good night, boobs.
The very
was funny.
horny caterpillar.
Very horny caterpillar's great.
What was the middle one? It was the very horny caterpillar. Good night,
The
boobs.
little engine that could but needed a pill first. Man.
I like that one.
Towns. Hey, girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just the
Arlington Towns is here. Hey.
little zesty cat shout out.
Nobody laughed at that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was good. It was good. But I just wish we had an audience that was willing to, laugh.
And
Laugh at comedy.
Gillis's Trump remains like just the funniest Trump out there.
Yeah.
Even if the story maybe
You don't
Again, the
remember the
audience-
original dog wife joke?
no.
He's talking about the Republican debates in, I think, maybe in 2016 or 2020. But he's talking about him and Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz is making political points about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump just at one point just stops and says, "You have a dog wife."
I mean that is the DT way.
Yeah.
Bruce, wife, ugly like a dog.
First of all, before we go any further, can I shout out the University of Idaho football program? They sent me a Kibbe dome.
Oh, let's
They
go.
sent me-
God, I love miniatures.
They sent me a Kibbe dome right here. So there's the Idaho.
When the top pops off, tarps
Yeah.
off in the
Yeah.
Kibbe dome.
So I got a Kibbe dome for the desk.
Go Vandals.
Kibbe Dome being famously one of my favorite places ever to play on the early NCAA football games. It was awesome. So I got me a Kibbe Dome. They also sent me some snacks. I think they only sent me snacks. They sent other people a Kibbe Dome, but I was the only one to get snacks. So
Also,
shout out to University of Idaho.
What'd you get?
I got some Idaho potato chips, and then I got a Vandal bar, and I got a sticker of that guy.
I like there's the word Idaho sticker.
There's a good chance that isn't part of this whole thing.
That was.
It is.
I saw
Okay.
that. I like the other sticker though, just the word Idaho.
Yeah. Idaho.
Looks like a helmet decal maybe.
Mm-hmm. Idaho. That'd be a big helmet decal, wouldn't it? No,
Idaho.
that'd be about right. Huh?
Idaho.
Uda robot.
What is it? Wait, it's a Vandal bar?
It's a Vandal bar.
I bet you it tastes wunderbar.
What? Nobody knows
It's German for wonderful.
Yes.
Who knows that?
And the Vandals, I believe, are a Germanic barbarian tribe.
What? Why do you know any of these
I
things?
know more about the Visigoths than I do the Vandals, to be fair.
Tell me one fact about the Visigoths.
They're the ones that sacked Rome. Alaric the Goth.
Oh, like Lawrence Taylor?
Yes, exactly. High pressure rate. Always converted it to sacks.
Got the quarterback on the ground.
Absolute demons off the edge, Alaric was.
My topic, you wanted to start with college football today?
Well, no, I mean,
There's
look,
the other one.
We got.
Oh,
See,
okay,
look,
there
that-
it is.
that's a barbarian. That's a
Except this one-
Germanic barbarian right there.
This is the same guy, but he's America.
Yeah.
And there's the other one. So
Okay, so it is a helmet.
cool.
Does the helmet come in later?
Yeah, it comes piece by piece.
Shout out my guy Bo as well. He sent me a Goldberg jersey, which I will be wearing. on
Notice you're not
Thursday.
wearing it.
Well, because another good friend sent me this awesome jersey right here, so I had to rock this. I now have.
Thoughts about going back-to-back Mickeys? I mean, I know that's
What are you gonna?
How you dated in
gonna
college.
give me shit again?
but what
TJ. What are you asking me about?
what are you
You asking? What are you asking?
what are
me
you, what are you doing with TJ?
about? What are you asking me about?
I'm asking you about your jersey. Why did you go back-to-back Mickey Mouse?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. You got a problem with it? What's your problem? I don't know if this is.
Connor, what's he doing?
I don't know. Hey, hey, Brandon, do me a favor. Shut the fuck up, you fat fuck. Okay, I'm gonna stick my mouse tool in your pie hole. Bye. Okay, so the timing could have used work, but I was trying to lay a Mickey Mouse trap for you.
What?
All morning long.
He recorded that video in the car.
I think that was you.
No, that was Mickey. That was Mickey. I got him to send me a video. Look, that is clearly Mickey wearing his own jersey
That is.
on the way to work at
Mickey has a
Disney
human.
today.
Mickey has a human neck.
Yeah, well, I don't want to go too far behind the into the sausage making.
Sure.
But yes, yeah, for sure. No, so shout out now I got my Mickey hockey and baseball jersey. This one says mouse on the back.
My mother-in-law is in town, and last night the whole family was sitting around. All the nieces and nephews. There's 6 of them, and my wife's sister and my wife, and I'm
God, that's a good time.
just about to go to bed. Yeah, I'm miserable. And I'm just about to go to bed. And I got them tickets to go to Wrigley tomorrow, and my mother-in-law, with all the kids around, says, "Kids, your dad's taking you to Disney next year." And no, I just wasn't.
Oh, wait,
and the
this
kids all
wasn't in the
celebrated.
plan? What a heady play by mom.
And I'm like, what? And she just said it. She just said, "Yeah, Dad's taking you to Disney next year." My daughter goes, "Disney World, Disneyland?" Hopeful. And she goes,
World.
"Either one."
Yeah. Hell yes, dude.
So I might be trapped into going to Disney World.
Do you know? Okay, when you're ready, come to me.
I don't want to go.
I can
It's
guide
too much.
you.
It's
I can
too
guide
much.
you. There are so many ways to make it not too much. And you know what your treat, you're kind of light to look forward to, even during the bad times, or maybe you're stressed, seems like things are hectic, it's hot, you're hating it. Epcot beers. It is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, the feast at the end of the journey. You make it through the day, and about 4 or 5 o'clock, you go into Epcot, the music swells,
Yeah.
you start touring the world, and you get hammered. And it is so much fun.
I'm not a getting hammered at Disney guy.
Yeah, until you do it.
Oh, fair enough.
Until you walk 10 hours and 14 miles, and that first beer hits your lips, and what do the kids say? It's like Mjolnir hitting the hand just fucking empowers you, dude.
I know I'll get a headache. I know I'm going to get sick.
From beers?
From everything. From walking. From the sun.
No, it's going to be great.
Okay.
It's going to be great.
I have just a standard Brewers jersey, Christian Yelich.
Shout out Yelich.
Christian Yelich. They won their last 7 games going into the All-Star break. They're hot, so I decided to represent the Brewers. Connor, we've already seen your skin tight.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda.
They say that the camera adds 10 pounds in this area and then subtracts about 20 pounds in the biceps. So if I look a little bit,
Connor, I've never seen you look so emaciated.
It's a tight shirt. It's a tight jersey.
You look frail. You look gaunt.
Yeah,
you look bad.
Do you wear long sleeves when you play beach volleyball?
no.
That's such a shitty question.
I mean, this is a
You cover your entire body from the sun?
no.
It would be really bad if any of Connor's female teammates would take screenshots of this and pass them around the group text.
I'll
Don't do that.
I'll play shirtless sometimes.
Tarps off
Yeah, they've seen it.
with sunscreen.
No.
Oh wow!
Connor, you haven't seen the sun this year.
No,
Your arms haven't.
we're playing at night, so
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
You're literally not seeing the sun.
UV's low. I see the sunset.
When do kids get so into UV ratings?
I don't know.
Oh,
Because all
our
the
guy
youth
Blake is into it heavy.
I'm saying
Blake?
all the young people
Well,
around the office
UV
are always
ratings are
talking
cool.
about UV ratings. I wasn't aware that UV ratings meant anything. I
No.
thought it's just the sun's like either hot or not.
We took our cancer like a man back in the day.
Yeah.
Blake sees a UV above like 7,
He's out.
and he just camps out all day.
So you're telling me that like it can be a clear sky, blue sky, sunny day, and it looks the same to my eye,
Yeah.
but one day has more cancer than the other?
I don't know.
See, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
This is a step too far.
I'm never getting checked for anything.
It's like why now, unless it's sponsored, which in that case they're awesome, but it's like why I've never worn like a Whoop or anything. I don't need to know that I'm slowly killing myself with an irregular sleep cycle.
This is we're going to get to the college football now. But before I go, don't look at that sheet. Doesn't add? Okay,
Yeah.
you can look at that sheet. But do you know what movie turns 20 years old today?
Okay, let's think. Okay, so today's 2025, so 2005, summer 2005. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Shrek.
Is this? Oh wow, look at Brandon.
Well, I didn't say anything.
Revenge of the Sith. No, I'm just kidding. I think that was 06.
100% no.
That was 05.
Oh, it was 05. Okay.
I
was
would
just
never
May.
call that out.
I remember going on a date with my wife to Revenge of the Sith, and she had like a little jean mini skirt on, and I could kind of see her underwear a little bit. Fuck, it's hot.
Damn.
It was awesome.
All right. Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers.
2 days ago.
You want to?
What a great. Well, look, the dates have
Fair
been tough
enough.
for Brandon, but still, it's in the ballpark. What a revolutionary movie for people our age.
So that was I do think the era of comedy between like 04 and 09 is the greatest era of movie comedy. Now, you would think it was like the 70s or 80s, but like 04 to 09, and you just had your Superbads and your 40-year-old virgins and your knocked ups and your wedding crashers and your hangovers at the end. You had not mentioning, I'm forgetting Sarah Marshall.
That's a wide
old school
range of makers.
Yeah,
too.
Step Brothers. Like there's just
couple K's, couple Apatow hits.
Anchorman.
Yeah,
like there's just so many great comedies in that. And Wedding Crashers is probably one of the peaks of that era, I would say.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a movie that. It was a critical darling.
Yeah.
Like some of those movies maybe didn't critically review well, but then the people decided they were funny, and then later the critics had to be like, you know what, we missed something here. But no, like Wedding Crashers, objectively, everybody knew was a very good movie, a very funny movie. And then all of us young douchebags went to college and would put up the Wedding Crasher rules on the dorm wall and be like, Rule 76, no excuses, play like a champion. And we would be going out and getting drunk and whatnot. Also, one of the... a million memorable lines, but one of the best boob montages in cinematic history.
One of the absolute greatest
Without
of
a
all
doubt.
time. Yeah, just absolute. And early on, too. Really gets going early.
Yep. It
Yeah.
sets the tone. And then, again, a million lines, but like we lost a lot of good men out there. Playing for the Yankees?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but the line that sticks out to me is the painting was a gift, Todd. I don't know.
I'm taking it with me.
I don't know why I like that one so much.
I mean, it's because think about how many. Okay, because we talked about this. I'm not wrong, Brandon. MILF comes from American Pie.
Yes.
Yes, like it was literally created.
I think it was, yeah.
In American Pie.
Yeah.
Maybe it was some slang that the writers knew about and like some culture wherever they're from.
Yeah, maybe they took it out of somewhere and put it. It was the first
Yes.
time we saw it. It was the first wide release for MILF.
Yes. So I think like stage 5 clinger, that
For sure.
became a known term from Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. I don't know.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, look into it.
I just know that's the number one movie for me. If I see it on television on TBS or TNT,
Yeah.
whatever the case is, as I'm flipping through channels, I'm watching that every single time.
There's one line that really, as I get older, continues to gain in its impact.
Yeah.
And that is when they're sitting there and they're like, look at us, a couple of young guys, blah, 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 out here. And he goes, we're not that young. And it's like, oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the other day we're at the home run derby and Tate tells me he's 32.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I assumed we were the same age.
Yeah.
And then I figure out I'm the third oldest guy on the field. And I'm like, oh, we're not
That young.
that young.
Yeah. I also love the scene when they're having breakfast and Vince Vaughn's talking to the old guy and the old guy's just freaked out at what all he's saying. And at the end, he just kisses him on the head.
Yeah. Is that the priest?
Yeah.
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 Who, did he play a leprechaun in Luck of the Irish? I'm not sure. He
don't-
looks like a little leprechaun.
What is Luck of the Irish?
An old Disney Channel original movie.
God damn it! Stop
decom.
doing that.
My bad.
Decom.
That's my bad.
All right. Well, before we go any further, I got to tell you about what a prep sheet.
These are no. So Connor made
Is
the
this
mistake.
you?
Connor made the mistake
did this
of
prep
printing.
sheet?
Connor made the mistake of printing out my notes, like in whole,
Yeah.
which are a lot.
I'm on Ebo's job for the next 2 days, and I don't know how Ebo and T-Bob have
6
really been-
sheets.
Yeah.
Normally, I just keep mine in my computer, and Ebo will add a couple things if he wants to. But I mean, yeah, no, this is.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know how you guys handle it, so I just printed out everything. There's about 7 sheets you guys have.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
All
a lot of papers.
I wanted to do baseball today, and Ebo's not here, so it won't last that long probably. Because it was really the questions were for Ebo. They were designed. I wanted to set me up for the second half of the season. Okay, second half of the season is coming. We're here. Starts tomorrow. Set me up, and these are the storylines I came up with. Okay.
Okay.
And we can all work through them together. The Wild AL East. The fact that it's just been so crazy. So the Orioles not being very good this year. The Blue Jays getting to first place. The Yankees look like they were going to run away and hide early in the season. They've kind of just been okay the last month or two. The Red Sox won their last 10 games before the break It's probably the worst time break in the
Holy
history of the
shit.
Red Sox. The AL East is a fucking washing machine, just tumbling around. Everything's going crazy. The AL East is going to be something to watch. The NL Central, the Cubs have been the story all year long. All year long, the Cubs have been the story. Pete Crow Armstrong could be the MVP. All this, they've been in first place pretty much the whole year. The Brewers are 1 game back.
Yeah.
They won their last 7 before the All-Star break.
8-2 in the last 10.
And they just got Mizorowski. They just got Brandon Woodruff back. They're good. The NL Central will be something to watch. The AL MVP race. Is there a world? Can Cal Raleigh beat Aaron Judge for MVP? That's the question.
I mean, would if
he's on track for the greatest hitting season for a catcher of all time.
I was going to say, classic sports talk question: if the season ended today,
I think it's still
would Cal
Judge.
Raleigh be MVP?
I think it's Judge.
Oh.
Because Cal Raleigh is having a great home run hitting season. Aaron Judge is having a historic offensive season.
Yeah.
He has a chance to have the third. Not the third. I think there are 5 WAR seasons of 12 or above in the history of baseball. Babe Ruth has 3 of them, and he's got a chance. He's on pace for 11.7. I think he's got a chance for a 12 WAR season, which is pretty phenomenal.
So that would put him in. There's only been 5 of those.
That'd be historic category. Yeah.
Does WAR factor in defense? Like, will Cal Raleigh get? Because like that is the element.
It does,
that you
but
have to weigh with Cal Raleigh is that is a grindy position.
Yeah,
that
and
he is playing behind.
And he's good at it.
Yeah.
He's very good at it. It does factor in defense, but I'm not sure that's one of the old debates. Does it do it well enough? Does it do it to the job it should do it? I don't know.
Well,
the answer
also
to that
catcher.
question.
It's like, I mean, again, I don't. This is where Ebo would.
I'm in desperate need of my baseball nerd.
Yeah,
right now.
I know. Because like catcher too should get its like its defense should weigh more than other positions.
Yeah,
because it's involved in everything. It's the most important.
And lastly, my question: Paul Skeens. How bad would his record have to be to not win the NL Cy Young?
So
he's 4-8 right now. Started the All-Star game. He's the favorite to win the Cy Young. If he goes 10-20, is he winning the Cy Young? If he goes 8-16, is he winning the Cy Young?
just searching Paul Skeens on Twitter daily is one of my favorite things to do because you just get inundated with you just get inundated with like fun statistical quirks about how he's incredible.
Yeah.
And yet he cannot win games in Pittsburgh because they're so shitty. I mean, he just became the first player in MLB history to start the All-Star game his first 2 years in the Bigs.
Yeah.
And he's got a losing record.
Not even a losing record. He's not like 6-7. He's 4-8.
Yeah.
It's
with a sub-2 ERA.
It's 2.01, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought he was at 1.95. My numbers are a little old.
Well, my number might be old, actually. But anyway, there's my questions. Ebo, thoughts?
This comes from July 15th. Skeens is 23 years old with a 1.98 ERA in his first 43 starts. So that's in his whole career. 1.98.
Doesn't he? He feels older than 23.
He made it quick.
Yeah, he made it quick, and I guess he had a full college career, but you still come out of college 21, 22. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, here's
he was drafted
a fun
2
one.
years ago.
Paul Skeens got more run support in one inning of the All-Star game than his last 3 starts combined, given that the NL scored 2 runs.
2 runs
in the first inning. Also, because he's cursed, he wouldn't get the win. He was in line for the win until the 9th inning, and he gets the no decision.
Which makes me think: was there a winning? There was no winning or losing pitcher, right?
No.
There's no record of that.
No.
There's no winning pitcher. There's no losing pitcher.
Oh,
that's weird.
Well, Homer, I don't know.
There could be you could give the NL guy that closed the ninth the win, but you couldn't give anybody a loss.
No, you couldn't give anybody a loss,
and it would be a stretch to give him the win.
With the home run derby,
but you could do it. I think you could get away with saying the last pitcher for the NL was the winning pitcher because that happens all the time where a guy leaves the game tied and ends up. Yeah.
Here's another one. Paul Skeens, first pitcher in recorded MLB history, comes from Codified Baseball, to make 20-plus starts in the first half of a season, have an ERA below 3, and not have more than 4 wins.
Yeah, that's weird.
2.01 ERA.
Could I also point out another thing that's in the way of Paul Skeens winning a Cy Young?
Livy Dunn.
That.
No.
But also Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler is the
Yeah.
most dominant pitcher that Philadelphia has seen since Roy Halladay, and it's every single outing, every
I
single.
feel like y'all have had a lot of dominant pitchers. Am I missing something?
I mean, this is Roy Halladay was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Zach
Y'all
Wheeler.
haven't had a guy this good in 15 years?
What about Cole Hamels? Is he before Holiday? Is that how old?
About
He
same
was
time.
right in that era.
About the same time.
Hamels was there before Halladay.
Cliff Lee, Holiday, Hamels.
We had R2C2.
What?
That was what we called it.
Why didn't you just call him Triple H?
No, because it was Roy Halladay, Roy Oswalt. Those were the two R's, and then Cole Hamels and Cliff Lee at the same time. We had those four in the rotation.
And somebody
And
came
we
over.
thought
I love a
R2C2.
good rotational nickname.
That's among the stupidest names I've ever heard in my entire life.
No, R2C2 is great.
That's awful.
It's a Star
That's
Wars
terrible.
reference.
I understand that it's a Star Wars reference. It's a reference to C-3PO, the gold robot.
No,
I got
R2D2.
that.
R2D2 actually is his best friend.
Oh, the trash can.
That's a good R2.
That was.
That's a Teej. What a fucking
That's the first time I've ever attempted.
what great Foley work. Oh my God, that was good.
TJ, what's your jersey?
Saskatchewan Rush.
Let's go.
What league?
NLL runners up.
All right.
Oh wait,
good
they
for them.
lost to the Bandits?
They lost to the Bandits in the finals.
Wow.
Rush.
They got
One of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's another movie that's underrated from that era. I Love You, Man.
Yes. Old Siegel Rudd video. I watched Friendship recently.
Yeah.
Which is also Paul Rudd. This time with Tim Robinson, and it is one of the most quirky, obscure, weird but funny movies that I've ever seen in my life.
I am very excited about the Naked Gun reboot.
It looks good.
It looks really
But
good.
I've never seen Original Naked Gun, so I got to do my research.
You
I got to
need
go
to
see
leave
Yeah.
now and go watch Naked Gun. It's one of the great sports movies of all time. It's not a sports movie. It has one of the great baseball scenes of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember in college we used to watch Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2.
Do you know the Hot Shots is in my 5 favorite movies?
It's a good movie.
I fucking love
It's
Hot
a very funny movie.
Hot Shots is so goddamn funny.
That would be worth a rewatch.
And nobody talks about it. Airplane gets the love. It should. Naked Gun gets the love. Hot Shots is a spoof of Top Gun like those.
Yeah.
And it's, God damn it, I love Hot Shots so much. I have the poster on my wall at home.
Part 2. Should do a mostly sports movie summer. I'm still the only asshole that hasn't seen fucking Superman.
Yeah, you have to see.
You've had time.
I don't
You
have
didn't do anything
babysitters.
yesterday.
I don't have babysitters.
You don't have a wife?
My wife is grinding so hard with these kids at home all day while I'm here jerking off in this tiny apartment that I cannot leave her. Be like, hey, I'm going to watch Superman. Have fun with the kids.
You know what my wife is grinding on?
Hey-o.
Hey. What?
I don't know. I was asking a question. Do y'all know?
No.
Somebody
Y'all-
find out for me?
Weren't you talking about a rabbit?
No.
You said you have a rabbit.
I do have a rabbit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's probably what she's grinding on.
That's gross.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I'm not. You talk. Oh, you meant you were talking about the animal.
Yeah.
You're talking about an actual rabbit. Oh
Talking about the rabbit's foot?
no, I'm talking about a vibrator. Guys, a rabbit.
Nobody knows that.
Time out.
You don't get timeout privileges.
I want a 30-second TO. Teach anybody. Nobody knows.
I got
what
nothing.
Nobody
I got
knows
nothing.
what a rabbit
I got
vibrator.
I got
is.
nothing.
No.
The ones with the little clitoral stimulus thing that
Well,
looks
I
like a
don't-
rabbit at the top.
Nobody knows clitoral stimuli.
Look, it's right there. They called the rabbit. It's been around for freaking decades.
I didn't know it had that name.
Yes.
The classic rabbit vibrator.
See, the classic. It's right there in the title.
All right, so take the vibrators down, TJ.
About Hitachi wands?
What?
You got to realize, guys, vibrators are not a one-way street. They're fun for everybody involved.
I have never liked you.
That's fine. You're gonna like me. You're gonna like me once you bust out that wand.
I'm looking at all your notes. We're going to talk about college football. Do you have an advertisement, by the way? Do I have one?
We have multiple.
I got a lot of
advertisements.
sheets over here.
We had 3 ads. I gave 2 to T-Bob because I
I had the Jägermeister ad, and he's got the other 2?
Yes, yes.
All right, very
Well, look,
good.
I would say this then. Look at my hair. Teach, come to my hair right now. Ooh, look, you know what that is? It is a fine Sport Clips cut right there. And this next segment is presented by Sport Clips, our game-changing moments coming up. This summer, the sun's out, and so are the fresh cuts at Sport Clips haircuts. It's a perfect place to cool off and watch some sports on TV while also getting a precision haircut from stylists who just get it. as they've been specially trained to cut men's hair. Take your haircut to the next level when you ask for the MVP haircut experience. If you're in Chicago, ask for the PCA haircut. No, just ask for the MVP. It comes with a hot steam towel and a 7 pressure point massaging shampoo that are sure to make you melt into the chair. And for this summer only, you can swap out the classic hot steam towel for a refreshing chilled towel. It's an icy alternative that's the perfect way to defeat the heat. Sports Clips, it's a game changer. Brandon, what's your Sport Clips game-changing moment?
Pretty easy this week. It was Tuesday night. The All-Star game is a 6-6 tie after 9 innings, and I feel like the Major League Baseball just kind of changed the game forever with their what sounded like a bad idea, the home run swing-off.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a good idea on paper, and then they showed it to me, and it was great. And the game changed when Kyle Schwarber went 3 for 3, hitting 3 bombs, and the place getting louder and louder with each successive home run. I think that was easily the game-changing moment of the week.
So mine is not specifically in a competition, but The Athletic just released their college quarterback tier list. And the Athletics NFL tier list, quarterback, is one of my favorite articles that comes out every year.
Sure.
They talk to, I think it's like around 75 or 100 executives, head coaches, coordinators, and everybody votes. And then they tally it all together. They put it through the system, and then it spits out a list. Well, they did the same thing with college this year. And my God, if you are jonesing for some college football, this is like water in the desert. It is so good. It gets you so excited for the season. I cannot wait to dive into it.
So we're going to do that exactly right now?
If y'all want.
Yep, let's dive into it. So the college football quarterback tiers, this is courtesy of The Athletic.
Yes, the New York Times Athletic. No.
So I did my top 10 quarterbacks last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the top 3 was probably best tiered together.
Yep.
And then there was a gap between 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm anxious to see. I haven't looked at this at all, so I'm anxious to see. But I got Klubnik, Nussmeier, and Drew Aller on a tier of their own up here. Again, I put out the video last night. Well, you guys clipped it, and then I shared it to my social. But I put out the video that people got to revise their thoughts about the Drew Aller and Cade Klubnik that they made 2 years ago. And immediately, all the replies and quote tweets are, Drew Aller's terrible. Drew Aller's horrible. Drew Aller sucks. 53 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Record is what? Like something like 30 and 4 or 5, whatever it is. He is, even if you think he is not an elite quarterback, you cannot say he is horrible. That's what we do in this country. Guys either great or horrible. It's stupid. Anyway.
Not a lot of room for nuance in sports talk, Brandon.
So here is, and I'm probably guilty of it.
Before we get into the let's explain what the tier definition is.
Sure.
Tier 1
is when you're crying.
The most talented quarterbacks in the country.
Okay,
that's good. With the highest ceilings. They can carry their team and are often the biggest keys to victory. Many in this tier find themselves in the Heisman Trophy conversation. There are 10 Tier 1 quarterbacks. 10 Tier 1 quarterbacks.
All right, well.
Oh, and by the way, I should say how they did this. They talked to 40 coaches, staffers, others. Unlike the NFL, they did not have a raw equation where it's like you give a rating and then that, you give a tier and then that's how it does it. They just said that they heavily relied on what those guys said, but there was no like actual tally system in play. They also made sure to point out they return a starter, transfer a new starter. So you want to dive into the Tier 1 quarterbacks?
Well, it's a lot easier to rate and rank NFL quarterbacks as opposed to college quarterbacks because NFL quarterbacks all play in the same sandbox.
And it's 32.
And they play each other, and college is all over the map, and there's a lot of different styles of play in different areas of the country. Like there's a lot, and there's also different styles of play within college football. For the most part, NFL quarterbacks all are playing the same game.
I think an interesting list, too, could be top 10 quarterbacks that could be top 10 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Because when you
I think that's a much more interesting list,
there's a lot of guys that I am very bullish on that find themselves outside looking in of Tier 1. But it starts with Cade Klubnik.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, it should be noted, there was no exact alpha in these votes in that I think Nuss, Klubnik, and Nuss, Sellers, Lagway, and Klubnik all got number one votes.
Yeah.
But Klubnik did get the majority of them. And it's easy to see why. The more I read about it, the more I think about it. Klubnik is a great player in a perfect situation.
Mm-hmm.
Just third year starting, returns literally every starting offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
He has great young receivers that came online last year that are all back for this year. He's once again another year on task with Garrett Riley,
who
of course was huge behind the TCU national championship run of a couple of years ago. One of Dabo's more inspired moves going out to get Garrett Riley. And again, and he has a great defense.
Yeah.
Like there's just, and he plays in the ACC.
He has a manageable schedule.
There is no reason why Cade Klubnik should not absolutely dominate this season. Like he is a clear number one because of the combination of situation and ability.
So, yeah, I love him. He's been number one on my list. I'm with you here. I'm with you all the way. And then we got number 2, Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah.
Only returning starter in the FBS with a 4,000-yard season last year.
Yep.
LSU was 42% on 3rd and 9 or longer. That's crazy. That was best in the FBS. He is very good. I had him number 2 as well. I think if I had to guess, I think those are the top 2 guys I would pick to finish in the Heisman, although I do like Drew Aller a lot too. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing with Nuss is replacing Will Campbell, Emory Jones, Miles Frazier.
Oh, you're talking about the offensive lineman.
They brought talent in.
Yeah.
But can they protect the level of those guys?
I also have coach/schedule issues.
Yeah, if you give Nuss a running game though, then because last year, like you said, 3rd and 9, 42%. Like he was just asked to do entirely too much last year. If you can give him some of the team support,
I like Durham though. Durham's a good running back.
No, I agree, but the running game, even with that excellent pass protecting O-line, they weren't very good run block. So Nuss, obviously, he's going to be really good as well. This is where the list starts to veer a bit. Lenoris Sellers,
yeah,
all the way up at number 3 here.
Well, I had him at 5. I think he has got everything as far as college quarterbacks go. He's got he's probably the best athlete we've seen in a very long time. He's probably the most game-changing runner we've seen in a very long time. They lose a lot, especially defensively, but they lose a lot, and I don't know if he's got the top-level passing ability to be a top 3 quarterback in the country. I have him at 5. I think he's very, 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 very good. But I do wonder if there's a ceiling on him with the I don't think his throwing matches, Lagway. I don't think it matches Aller. I don't think it matches Klubnik. I don't think it matches any of those guys. I think his running is way better than all of them. But where does that land him on this list?
So I think the deal with Sellers that I find interesting is he is the inverse Klubnik.
Yeah.
In that situationally, he doesn't have a lot around him, and he is going to be asked to lift this team up almost solely by himself.
Yeah, he's going to have to carry this team on his back, and he did at the end. I mean, he won the Clemson game pretty much by himself.
Yes.
He didn't throw the ball well that day, 184 yards, but he ran for like 170. He had the big touchdown to win the game. Like he can
4th down.
He can do that. He can pick everybody up, and if he doesn't get hurt against LSU, they beat LSU last year.
Yes, easily. So I would say this. I think that Lenoris Sellers and Lagway are probably my guys that have the most potential to rocket up to number 1. Like if Sellers does take the next step as a passer,
yeah,
and he doesn't have to be elite at it. Even if he just takes that next step and becomes like good at it, then he could be number 1 on the list. But his team won't have the wins and losses. But like he could be the next big time NFL draft pick.
I think he's a good passer. I think to be top of this list, you need to be a great passer.
Yeah,
and I don't think he is that yet. Mateer's number 4. This is the biggest wild card in the country to me.
Yeah.
So John Mateer is going from Washington State to Oklahoma. Oklahoma, famously, no offense at all last year. Even though they had a 5-star quarterback in Jackson Arnold, they just absolutely railroaded him, their receiving core, and Oklahoma fans will say, yeah, they were all injured. Well, they were terrible before they were hurt.
Also, though, the entire offensive line, he was set up to fail last year. Bad coordinator.
Bad coaching, bad everything.
The entire O-line was hurt.
He was given an absolute shit sandwich and told to eat up and smile about it. And so he goes to Auburn, which, by the way, welcome to your second shit sandwich. But anyway, so he got railroaded. So they go out, they fix everything. They bring in the coordinator with the quarterback from Washington State.
Arbuckle.
They're bringing Arbuckle. They bring in Mateer. And now they bring in a running back for him too, Jaden Ott. But I still I have coach trust issues with a lot of these guys up here. I have it with Lagway. I don't think he's going to reach his ceiling under Billy Napier, and I don't think an offensive player is going to reach their ceiling under Brent Venables' coach Oklahoma team. I think he's a bad football coach. I think he is a great defensive coordinator, and as such has improved their defense. But their offense, for decades and decades and decades, you knew what Oklahoma was going to be on offense.
Yeah.
And he got rid of that in 2 years.
I will say this, though. If I wanted to frame it positively for the Sooners here, when Venables had Jeff Lebby, he let Lebby run the offense. Like, he let Gabriel and Lebby get out there and get wild, and they put up great numbers. So I think if I'm an Oklahoma fan, I am hoping that Brent Venables just backs the fuck off and lets Arbuckle do his thing. Because, I mean, the highlight tape of Mateer is absurd.
Yeah, well, let me...
44 total touchdowns, 4K combined yards.
Here's my second question with him, and I've said it before on the show. I'll say it again because we're doing college football stuff. Last year he did it in front of nobody, playing nobody, in games that didn't matter.
Yeah.
This year he's going to be on the biggest stage in football, playing in front of 100,000 people every week, playing games that absolutely matter, and playing very, very good defenses. He hasn't had to do that yet in his career. Is he going to be able to make that transition?
I think if I wanted to be optimistic here, one of the taglines with him, I love how Dane Brugler said, he said, mobility and moxie. Mateer has an excess of both in his game. So he's got the self-belief. Will that translate?
I just feel like mobility and moxie are a lot easier to show off against a Mountain West schedule than what he's about to face. Because when Oklahoma walked into the SEC and Texas walked into the SEC scheduling office grabbed Oklahoma by the neck, shoved it up against the wall, and said, you will go out there and fucking play these teams. They turned around to Texas, patted them on a little tushy, and said, okay, come here. Here's your little schedule. And it's just so.
Forget the Epstein files. Release the scheduling files.
Correct.
Birmingham, you fucking cowards.
Yeah. And another thing, I have Lagway. I don't know where Lagway is on my list.
They got 5 on this list.
He's 5 on this list. He's behind Mateer. I just don't see a world where they're both. You're projecting both of them. You're projecting Mateer at this level, and you're projecting Lagway to take a step forward. I don't know how you put Mateer ahead of Lagway.
Here's what I would say on Lagway.
Lagway has the most number one potential of anybody on this list who isn't number one.
So I was going to – this is how I'd frame it. I'd say Lenore Sellers, in my opinion, is the only player with higher potential than Lagway, but I think Lagway is closer to reaching his potential than is Sellers. Like Lagway, 6'3", 240?
Yeah.
The guy's a fucking tank.
He looked
and he can spin it.
He had an NFL body last year as a freshman. NFL body is not a question. He's got an NFL arm. He's got an NFL everything. He does not have an NFL quality coach.
Got better as the season went on. Won big games down the stretch. And again, I maybe look, quarterback, it's the queen on the chessboard, right? It is the thing that affects the team more than anything else. I maybe think Billy Napier can tap back into what made him such a hot candidate coming out of UL. Now that he has Lagway coming back, good receiving core. I think their O-line's okay.
Good running game.
I'll have to, I got to do more research on the Florida support system.
Yeah.
But from a pure talent standpoint, I think Lagway and Sellers are the top of the list.
I do think we are underestimating the step forward Lagway needs to take. 12 touchdowns last year, 9 interceptions, completed like 59% of his passes.
Yeah.
He has to take a big step forward. Like he won some of those games. It wasn't like Lagway put the team on his back and said, we're winning this fucking game.
He did against LSU.
Yeah. It's fine.
But
against Ole Miss, he played well enough to win, and Jackson Dart put Florida on his back and said, you guys are winning this game.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
Yes, please.
We got golden goal in Poland.
Oh, wait a second.
Let's go.
Oh, my goodness. So next goal wins?
Is this to go to is this to be one of the teams?
This would lock in Worlds.
This is they would have one more shot at it, but this would lock in Japan in 2027. 1 goal.
Is Czech in the white?
Do we have the ball?
They did have the lead at one point.
I saw a Chuck Naso tweet saying Malasek is choking.
Has anybody? Oh no!
Chuck
Get it. Chuck's an asshole.
Chuck thinks that Malasek's doing stolen valor.
Yeah, Chuck's an asshole.
It's bullshit.
Chuck just likes to sit in his ivory tower and judge people. So we do have the ball.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So we need a goal here.
Finish right here.
And the
guys.
Germans beat us in the first game of the tournament.
Why are we saying
possession?
we?
Big because we are all Czech.
Because this is our check.
Well, was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? No. It's not over now.
This is our check. This is our lax.
He's rolling.
We love them.
So we don't have Malasek on screen right now.
Malasek.
Is there just a group of kids up there playing just without regard to what's happening?
I think that's the other game.
Oh, that is another game. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't want to see a ballpark without a group of kids playing without regards to the game. That's
A national lacrosse.
that's one of America's great, or the world's.
I love.
In
here, no.
Oh, come on, Chicks!
Fucking ball in the net, assholes.
What are you doing?
Shots over the crossbar today.
It's not that hard.
Malasek on the other end of the court digging in his ass.
We calling it a court.
Whatever.
Can I ask a question?
Pitch.
How are we keeping the ball so much? We're missing and throwing it. Looks like out of bounds, and we still got the ball.
Deflections,
Finish
maybe.
him.
Oh, stand up!
Oh, it's
Get up.
wet.
Slippery.
Get up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go! Checky!
They're all running to cheek. There he is.
Let's go to Japan.
We've done it to Japan. The Czech.
Shut up, Nagate Kudasai.
Very
All
well.
right, checks.
Good job, Czechia.
Hell yeah!
Wow.
Wow, that was
What
great.
they win. I don't know what that is. It's like a Dracula.
Is that Mal? Wait, well,
I don't know where he is.
is Malasek giving the hug right now?
They all look like
Sweatpants.
Malasek.
Goalie wears sweatpants.
Why were they doing the?
That was a very prolonged hug.
Yeah, and it was one
the
of those.
air.
It was legs wrapped around hug too. It was like you just seen your girlfriend for the first time in like 2 years.
For the boys, dude. For the boys. Just got back.
They
from
just
tour.
got a golden goal winner to go to Japan.
Let's go.
Worlds, baby.
Number 6 on the list.
That's always a big leap of faith.
Yeah, I should stop.
When a girl runs in
You're
one
going to say an offensive Japanese accent.
when a girl runs into your arms and jumps up and wraps her legs around you, like a big
Better
hug.
be
like,
able to hold.
Correct. That is an absolute. Because if you don't have a solid base on you, it's going down.
You're in debt.
And there's no more embarrassing than falling while holding a girl.
Well, and then the worst part is it's a movement that is inherently bad for your back.
Yeah.
Because you can't really get your legs under you because they're hanging on the front, so it is all core, lower back, like how you're not supposed to lift. You have to hold them up. Maybe you do need to hit like a little squat to make sure. Uh-oh, we got the number 1 ball knower here.
Whoa. Whoa. That number 1 ball watcher.
Watcher. My bad.
Not ball knower.
My bad.
He's having trouble with the headphones.
He's not used to this setup.
I ain't used to the couch.
Well, you could have just sat on your bench. You didn't have to come.
Yeah, but Connor needed a friend today.
Yeah, the couch looks lonely with just one person on it.
Yeah.
What jersey you got, bro?
Saskatoon Blades.
That's
player.
pretty sick.
Oh, it is
Thank
sweet.
you.
Who's the
Thank
player?
you.
Show it, Liam.
Could have just told us.
But I've been down.
That's Liam.
Yeah. Oh, the sky cam.
Yeah, sky cam coming through. It's the Blutman custom.
Can I tell you something about Blutman?
Yeah.
Maybe a top 3 guy we got as far as grifting his way into free stuff.
Yeah,
gets
people
packages
because people
nonstop.
love Blut.
Nope.
He's electric.
Oh, you're telling me you don't have a gift for getting free stuff?
No.
Look at
They
that
reached
smile.
out to me and they said, "Hey,
What did I say? I said you have a gift for getting free stuff.
Liam, do you know
Did
what
they send you?
got it.
Did they send you
Yeah.
free stuff?
yeah."
Do you know what a shit-eating grin is? Because you just had a shit-eating grin on your face
suppose.
as you were
Also-
trying to say no to something that you knew was true.
I like Idaho. I've always loved.
Did you get a Kibbie Dome?
Yeah, we got a little Kibbie Dome.
Let's go. What if we got like a collection of stadiums? That'd be
This
bad.
is
Oh,
this
I
is
would
the
love a-
Kibbie Dome.
Yeah, right.
Pretty cool.
Well, Brandon kind of
I already,
he kind of
already got one.
cucked you. He had one. He showed off.
I have a Kibbie Dome right here.
Yeah.
Two Kibbie Domes is better than one Kibbie
Yeah,
Dome.
I mean, I've always said it. To be fair.
All right, back to the list. We are doing the athletics tier list of quarterbacks, and I guess we could probably speed up. We probably should just stop at
We're
every
going-
single
yeah,
quarterback.
you're right. Okay. So Drew Aller 6.
I think that's exceptionally low.
The question on him, I think, is will James Franklin correctly guide his evolution? Will Aller ever feel fully empowered? And the bigger question, can he do justice to the receiving core they brought in?
Oh, the biggest question.
last stand.
You haven't even asked the biggest question. The biggest question is, can he do it against a a good defense.
Yeah, true.
An elite team.
True.
Because he hasn't done it yet. That's been his problem. He can get to the dance, but once the dance starts against an elite team, he falls down.
We do kind of hand wave away not having Tyler Warren anymore either. But I get it because you have so many good weapons. You have 2 All-American running backs. I understand it, but that's still a big loss.
The tight end room, while it's a big loss, by the aggregate, will be enough.
Okay.
I believe.
Also, if you replace an elite receiving tight end with elite receivers, I think that's an upgrade anyway.
Yeah. I could see that. Sam Levitt at 7.
Sure.
Brings nearly the entire team back. Dillingham's got a great track record with QBs. Makes sense. Kevin Jennings at 8.
Remarkably
Easily
overrated.
The
Wait,
smallest guy in this top 10. This is the Athletics tier quarterback tier list. All 140 quarterbacks ranked into tiers.
Tier 1 has 10 quarterbacks. They've got Kevin Jennings 8. I think that is overrated maybe by 20 or 25 spots.
Maybe by 30.
Yeah,
He's the most college QB on this list. Small, slight, not really a huge NFL prospect.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous beyond a level of belief that I don't think any of us in this room could even begin to fathom. Did they not see what was on display against Penn State? Albeit tough game.
Yeah.
That was his one true test all season. He failed miserably. And the Clemson game, and not giving them any of that either.
Fucking sick comeback against Clemson.
Clemson just completely took their foot on the gas. It was nothing he did. It was checkdowns galore. Checkdowns galore, T-Bob.
Checkdowns galore. It's hard to argue with, actually.
There were people saying before the Penn State game he was going to be a Heisman hopeful.
No,
for this
I don't see it with him.
that hype was there.
Though finishing off tier 1, Josh Hoover, number 9.
I love Josh Hoover.
Probably should have been in my top 10. I think he's very, very good. And then Arch Manning, number 10.
Only new starter.
Only new starter in tier 1. And that gets to the crux of this season. I think this is a huge new starter season. It's a huge so many big places. Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia have new starters. Texas that we have to slot in somewhere along the way because they're going to have opportunities. They're going to be in big games. They're going to be throwing to great receivers.
Yep.
Just where do they slot in? But
I would say this. You mentioned new starters. Ty Simpson not coming in till 47, tier 4.
Wow.
For Alabama. Bryce Underwood coming in at 50.
Here's the thing about Ty Simpson, T-Bob. Because an Alabama fan will sit there and look you in the face, and he'll say, "Now we got our guy." He had to go with Jalen Milroe last year, but now we got our guy.
Yeah.
Now, wait till you see Ty Simpson. Just wait till you see Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson's been in Tuscaloosa since I believe 2004.
Yes.
He has been there every single year for at least 4 years, and he has never once even come close to cracking that starting lineup. Was he the guy that started the one time at USF when it was so bad?
Yes.
Like, we saw him one time, and it was so bad they immediately ran back to Jalen Milroe. On the plane on the way back to Tuscaloosa, they went up to Jalen Milroe. Sorry, dude.
There is an impressive amount of cognitive dissonance and mental gymnastics in that an Alabama fan will sit there and tell you the guy who could not beat out the quarterback that we hated for the last 2 years is going to be much better than the quarterback that we hated.
And this wasn't a situation. I mean, this guy had multiple opportunities to beat him out. This guy started a game instead of Milroe.
The only argument is a flimsy one, but it's the Ryan Grubb element.
Fair enough.
That is the only thing that they can fall back on and say, no. Now it's Grubb's back. He's empowered. It's his job now. I don't believe it, but it is the argument.
As far as this tier 1, I got Altmaier in my top 10. I didn't love Altmaier in my top 10. I like.
He is
Hoover
right
too.
outside.
He's
the
right
top
outside
10.
of it.
He's at 13.
Fernando Mendoza at Indiana is very, very interesting.
He's the top of tier 3 at 17.
Wow. Okay. So I don't even see. You just stopped putting the tiers on my list.
Yeah. So tier 2. You can go back to that list up here, Tej, if you want. Sawyer Robertson comes in at 11.
I like him.
He
Baylor.
came
I like
huge at the end of last
Mike
year.
Leach guy, Mississippi State guy.
Carson Beck, 12.
So Carson, let's stop there. Carson Beck is a very, very interesting prospect for this year. Carson Beck, I think I had on my list number 1 going into last year. I thought he was. I think I had him winning I did have him winning the Heisman last year. I think he's got all the talent in the world. I just didn't realize how. I don't know that it's in here.
Yeah.
Or that I don't know if it's up here. I don't know.
And coming off an injury.
Whatever reason, it just went south in Georgia last year. You had a loaded roster and you couldn't get it done over there. Now he's going to Miami. I don't. I could see a bounce back for him, but my gut tells me he's going to be what he was at Georgia last year, which is an inconsistent, non-reliable leader. And that's not great.
So it's an interesting thing because I don't mind his step back in the play because I think that's pretty obvious. He lost Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers. Look at what they did in the NFL.
Yeah.
He lost two legitimate badass Sunday weapons. Of course, there's a step back. But it is the leadership aspect. It's the fact that the head coach and his teammates basically shit on him in the way out. He's looked completely checked out with all the stories we've gotten during the offseason, his time at Miami. Just drama central, not what you want from your quarterback. Now, granted, that's what everybody's saying. So maybe he finds motivation and it's like, fuck you all, I'm going to prove you wrong. And Miami's replacing a lot, and I know they brought talent in, but they lost a trip, but they lost their entire receiving core. So that's I think he's tier 212 on this list because last year going into the season he would have been 1 or 2 on this list, right? So he still has that potential. Can he unlock it? I have a take.
Yep.
And Liam, I think you'll appreciate this. I think I'm ready to declare the Big 12 as the conference with the most exciting group of quarterbacks as a whole.
I agree with
I mean,
that.
look at this list. Sam Leavitt, Kevin Jennings, Josh Hoover, Sawyer Robertson, Rocco Becht, who's right there in tier 2, Brendan Sorsby, Avery Johnson at Kansas State, another very young, exciting player, Devin Dampier, Liam's guy, and then even maybe a guy like Baron Morton. Like there's a lot of very there's a lot of quarterbacks that are kind of neck and neck with each other that are on the cusp of good going to great. And it's a conference at top to bottom. Each team is probably as close to one another as any conference in the entire country. So the Big 12 will remain some of the most exciting football every single Saturday. And watching those quarterbacks jockey for who's going to be the guy is going to be fucking awesome.
May I push back a little since
Yes,
you
absolutely.
So people hear my southern accent, they think I'm an SEC homer. I'm just not. However, I would counter that Big 12 with the SEC this year. Those names you just said, exciting quarterbacks, right? Just going through the top of the SEC, Garrett Nussmeier, DJ Lagway, Lenore Sellers, Arch Manning. Pretty exciting core at the top.
Yes.
Then you've got the group that hasn't really played yet. Your Austin Simmons at Ole Miss. Your
Very exciting.
Ty Simpson, your Gunnar Stocktons. And then you have secondary guys like Diego Pavia and Talon Green. There's excitement in both of those guys. Like I think the SEC is also very, very strong with very, very loaded this year with exciting both quarterbacks who have met their potential and quarterbacks who have potential.
So I think that all
sorted by conference.
So I think that all the quarterbacks that I named though are
John Mateer, I forgot.
I think all the quarterbacks that I named are arguably they're pretty proven.
More proven,
They're more proven. Now the top core, nobody's going to be the SC top core.
I would say across the board, the Big 12, because even if you get down to like Brendan Sorsby at Cincinnati, I would say across the board, the Big 12 is very consistently quarterbacked. I think every you didn't even mention guys like Jalen Daniels, I don't think.
No, I didn't.
Avery. So
I mentioned that Avery was on the beat. Right, I didn't mention that. Oversight on my part.
Nico Marshall.
I don't know much about Nico.
Noah Fafita is still in the Big 12. Like there are guys.
Without Tedero McMillan.
That's fair enough. But I think the Big 12 is a very wide open conference, and the Big 12 is very consistently quarterbacked across the board. But if you look at the top level, I'll say this: the Big 10 is pretty shockingly poor at quarterback going into the season.
Yeah.
Now they might turn it around, but outside of Drew Aller. And then
actually throw up the Big 10 list. Let's see what
Drew Aller, Damon Williams, whatever happens at Ohio State. So Drew Aller 6, Altmaier 13,
look at that.
Fernando Mendoza, Nico at 19. So they only got 4 in the top 25. The SEC had 4 or 5 in the top 8.
So did the Big 12.
Yeah. And I just think Northwestern, Preston Stone, Bryce Underwood, which that's a wonky ranking. You don't know if he'll end up.
Teej, Greek Rifle, baby. How we feeling?
That's he's super underrated. I think he was. I don't know.
Callie
like
McManus.
Maybe that's accurate.
How about this? First Rutgers quarterback to throw for over 2,000 yards since 2015.
He's our best quarterback in a decade. Not saying much, but
throw for over 2,000 yards.
Drake Lindsey, Minnesota. He's going to He's going to be a much better quarterback than 89 suggests. I know he's a young freshman. He'll be good. The word I would use to describe the Big Ten quarterback scene would be generic.
Yeah.
It's a bit
It's
bland.
all Iowa. It feels like Iowa quarterback writ large.
Or Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Which this
not
presents a
exciting.
great opportunity to Nebraska and Dylan Raiola, I think. I mean, he could jump up that conference's quarterback rankings in a hurry if he is what they thought he was as a recruit. And he had moments last year.
He just hit that freshman wall.
Yeah,
He hit it
freshman-
hard.
Yeah, he had moments last year, but he could be a top 3 quarterback in the Big Ten this year.
They need the
and then of
Matt
course
Rule.
the whoever the Ohio State guy is. And
I'm a Keenholz guy through and through.
You know what I found interesting? I did not realize this, and this is on me because I don't know much about Austin Simmons beyond that incredible Georgia drive last year. He reclassified up by not 1 but 2 years,
T-Bob, I think he's already graduated college.
and he's 19,
Yeah,
and he has a college degree.
He's a genius. He's got baseball in his background too.
Yeah.
So you're telling me-
he's a freak of all things.
You tell me this cat was 18 when he came in last year against Georgia and went 5 of 6 for 64 yards and engineered that touchdown drive? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Austin, wait, Liam, I want me and you're gonna do a list. I just came up with it in the show today. Top 10 quarterbacks with the potential to jump into the top 10.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
it's a good list.
I like that.
And I would have Austin Simmons firmly on that list.
Austin Simmons would probably be my one.
On that list?
Probably.
I'd have Eli
already
Holstein
did
on
my-
that list. I don't know if I'm actually going to put Holstein in my top 10. I thought about it. I'm still on the fence. But potential to break into the top 10? Absolutely.
That is kind of going to be tough because my top 10 of just the quarterbacks does have guys I am projecting like big time for. Like Austin Simmons is 6 on that.
Yeah, there you go. Like I said, Bryce Underwood comes in at 50 overall. I thought that was interesting.
well, I just don't know where to put a true freshman.
Yeah, I agree. Jordan Mailata at 54. It's still
seems
hard.
low.
It's hard to envision you. I don't think he's okay.
But it's hard to envision a Lincoln Riley quarterback being the 54th best quarterback in the country. Even though you say what you want about Lincoln Riley, but 54, there's 53 better quarterbacks than who's playing for Lincoln Riley. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Some guy named Blake Shapen comes in at 58.
Probably going to be top 3.
Been 4 years. I forgot that Shapen was the quarterback on that Baylor Big 12 team, the title team.
That Baylor Big 12 team is one of the weirder things that's happened over the last 5 years. When Dave Aranda went to Baylor and in his second year won the Big 12, I'm like, look the fuck out. How did LSU miss on this guy? How the fuck is he at Baylor?
Yeah.
And then immediately they just went right back to the middle.
And then,
retreated
even though
to
they
the
look
middle.
like they could be really good this year.
They do look. They do. The Big 12 is super interesting. There is not an elite team at the top of it, and I think you can make an argument that 6-7 teams could win that league this year. And it was just the same as last year. That's how Arizona State came from the back and ended up winning it.
I thought this was fun. Zach Calzada's still playing football.
I don't know how, and I don't.
It's his 6th year, and after dominating at Incarnate Word last year, he's back in Kentucky, baby.
And I don't understand Kentucky. I don't understand Mark Stoops. Mark Stoops held the line there at Kentucky for a decade.
I call him Mark Poops.
For a while, he was a very good coach in a tough neighborhood. He was he's having to play Georgia and everybody every single year, and he was keeping it in the middle of the road. And he was winning 8, 9, 10 games a year, and then all of a sudden, it just disappears overnight. And last year they tried with Brock Vandegrift, right? Didn't work.
Yep.
Now they're doing Zach Calzada. Like what
Well,
happened to Kentucky?
That is Southland Conference Player of the Year. Again, Calzada had a huge year at
There are
Incarnate.
since this transfer portal started, there are about 3 or 4 quarterbacks that have just somehow, in some way, hung around with a different job opportunity every single year. Zach Calzada is one of them. Max Johnson is another guy that shows up at different.
Still at UNC.
T.J. Finley, remember when T.J. Finley went from LSU to Auburn? T.J. Finley's, I'm sure he's got a job somewhere this year.
Well, he was at Tulane, but then he got arrested for allegedly stealing a car. But it seemed like maybe he just bought a car that was stolen. But I think he got kicked off the team. I'm not.
T.J. Finley will find a way.
We need a T.J. Finley wellness check.
He
He's
will
on
be
team 5 or
somewhere
6.
playing quarterback this year and will probably transfer to somewhere next year. Like this, there's forever transfers that have somehow gotten in the system and they won't get out.
Speaking of transfers,
JT Daniels, how long did he play?
Dude,
How many teams did he play for?
I always love
Automatically
thinking.
retire.
I always love thinking about the man caves And JT Daniels got to have one of the sickest man caves, right?
Oh, just got jerseys from everywhere?
He gets to put a Georgia jersey up there, a USC jersey up there, a West Virginia jersey up there, and then Rice, I believe. And is there one more, or is that it?
It's at least one more, right?
I felt like that was it.
Was Rice it?
I feel like Rice was the last go. He kept getting
Finley has LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Western Kentucky. And then if he plays for Tulane, he could have a fifth up there. Potentially.
5 teams, man.
Calzada's going to be 25, by the way, in November.
I got a sneaky. Oh, he's going to be 25 years old?
Yes.
I thought you meant like ranked 25.
No, 25.
One guy who's going to have an easy path thanks to a relatively easy schedule, Bo Pribula at Mizzou.
Yeah.
Mizzou has easy in the relative nature of an SEC schedule being easy. Mizzou and Tennessee consistently over the last couple of years have had the easiest. I think they're maybe the only team where their combined opponent win-loss from last year is actually not a winning record.
Yeah.
So like good on drink. I mean, give me a Pribula take, Connor. What's the Penn State thought on Bo?
Gutsy. Very gutsy. Struggled a little bit.
That's just not something I want to hear.
That's
I don't want to hear that to be the first word to describe my quarterback.
Struggled a little bit in throwing the football deep.
Another thing you don't want to hear about your quarterback.
But his running ability and his mid I call it
He reminds me of the
jumper.
guy that
thing is,
transferred
they
to
want-
Mississippi State a few years ago. Do you remember his name? From Penn State.
Kevon Lee.
No, because he's a running back, idiot. Quarterback. Do you not remember? Fuck. Tommy. Tommy.
Oh.
Stevens.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
thank
Tommy
you.
Stevens.
Remember Tommy Stevens?
Yeah, I remember.
How he
The
was
Panthers drafted him.
your
They were gonna
change of
make him
pace
pace
guy, and then he transferred to us, and we're like, okay, well now he's got his opportunity, and he just
He was. We called him the lion. That was our way of saying
But
he's like a wildcat.
it just
quarterback.
wasn't there. Yeah.
But he had the badass diving play that I don't even think he got, where he got like.
No, that's not him.
No, that was
That
Garrett
Tommy
Schrader.
Stevens.
That's Garrett
no,
Schrader.
My bad. That's on me.
Garrett Schrader's
my bad.
helicoptered 31 times.
Bo Pribula just wants to be touchdown Tommy Malott at the end of the day. That's all he wants to be.
Here's the deal. I know Mizzou's replaced a lot, but they won 10 games with Brady Cook not playing well last year.
Yeah, but they had the easiest schedule
Again,
imaginable.
but they have it again.
Yeah,
That team
And so
also
Pribula
just
set
didn't
up.
play that good last year.
No.
yeah. Luther Burden wasn't good.
No.
Because they completely misused them.
Yeah.
It was a disaster.
The one thing that everybody did say about when he was in Happy Valley, Bo Pribula, he was a carbon copy of Trace McSorley. Maybe
I
didn't
feel
have
like
the-
y'all have had 18 Trace McSorleys.
I think
No,
Trace McSorley is
there are-
re-enrolling in Penn State every
No,
year.
There
no.
are 12 big white Penn State quarterbacks on NFL depth charts right now that are all Trace
The
McSorley.
Trace tree.
To your point, though, about Franklin being able to coach Drew Aller up and get the best out of his evolution, part of the issue there and concern is that he has typically favored a Trace McSorley-like quarterback, and that's why a lot of people were clamoring back when Drew Aller was kind of struggling, like, we need Bo in. Like, Franklin likes a guy like Bo, likes a guy like McSorley, like these scrawny white guys who could run and just had this, like, gutsy type of feel, and that is a concern for Aller. It's that he's outside of the mold of what Franklin typically gravitates.
Well, the typical Franklin mold hadn't won a goddamn thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Also, we should mention,
But I love Trace McSorley.
again, to go back to Luke Altmaier, 13 on this list, top of tier 2.
Yeah,
We have a brand new Unnecessary Roughness today
we do. Yeah,
with Luke Altmaier.
Luke
Just
Altmaier
released. Go check it out.
and Brett Bielema.
And Brett Bielema, I will say this, my God, he's fun to talk to.
Yeah, he's good.
I could see 1,000% through that interview why Illinois has been so good at retaining players. And in a day and age of coaches bitching about the portal, bitching about college football, go listen to the interview. I found Bielema to be very refreshing with his attitude towards the entire thing.
If Bielema wasn't a successful coach and did not get back in the game after Arkansas, he could have the best college football podcast in America.
Yeah,
like
great
because
voice,
he
great
talks.
perspective.
He says he doesn't engage in coach speak. He probably does a little bit, but he doesn't engage in coach speak like a Kirby Smart of the world or somebody else. He will actually talk to you and will actually say things and say opinions and say what he saw and stuff like that. And that's pretty refreshing in the world of college football where so many guys just won't do it. So we'll talk college football all summer.
I'm just gonna, Liam, you got to check out this list.
So Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey starts selling tickets for special IMAX 70mm screenings a year in advance and is pretty much sold out.
Yes, Brandon?
What's 70 millimeter? Like, I know, is that old film or is that good? Is that better? Is it what is that?
Connor, do you know? I tried to take an educated guess at it earlier.
I don't fully know. I just know that the film nerds and the cinephiles, they praise this as like the best viewing experience, especially IMAX.
I think it. Yeah. So
Maybe a wider screen.
My hypothesis would be, it is the highest quality film, and I mean like actual film, maybe not like digital, not digital projection. I think it's the highest quality film that you can get that is specifically made. Like when you see things are shot in IMAX to be shown in IMAX.
Yeah.
I believe this is the film version of that to be shown on a bigger and better screen while retaining because like, do you remember when The Dark Knight came out? Some of the scenes were filmed in IMAX. Mm-hmm. And if you saw it in IMAX, there was a huge difference between the ones that, like, it was literally like a perspective difference. Like the bank robbing scene was, and it was like fucking mind blowing. The other parts weren't. Now people are starting to do entire movies and 70 millimeter as well. So I don't know. I've never been able to see one because I don't think Louisiana had one. Maybe they had one.
This is what they look like. This is what the
good God
film rolls look like. I think they're bigger. It gives you a bigger picture. They're expensive to produce. You need specialized equipment. You need specialized videographers. You need specialized projectors. You need specialized screens.
There's a wideness and there's an extremely high resolution is what I was just seeing online. That's the confirmation. But yeah, people woke up, or they I guess stayed awake because I guess it was like midnight last night. They went on sale, and almost immediately. Like if you woke up this morning, you were too late.
And that's going to be the big thing next year. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Oppenheimer.
I saw the
times 5.
The cast is
in terms of like,
it can't be times 5.
Can I get an Odyssey cast?
Dude.
Can I get an Odyssey
I
cast?
saw that. Well, T-Bob, I don't mean to do this to you, but if you had seen Superman, you would have seen the trailer for The Odyssey.
Okay, T-Bob, you like Tom Holland?
Yeah, I do.
You like Matt Damon?
I do.
You like Zendaya?
She's in every movie.
Anne Hathaway?
Yes to both.
Charlize Theron?
I really love Anne Hathaway. Yeah, fucking Charlize Theron. Hell yeah.
I mean, it's a deep cast.
Good God.
You like these?
Lupita Nyong'o?
I love Lupita. Shit, I love John Bernthal. You're right. I mean, to be fair, I think I love everybody.
Cosmo Jarvis from Shogun?
Pattinson?
Wait. Okay, I thought you said Tom Hardy for a second. I was going to say you can't have Tom Hardy and Jarvis in the same movie.
Yeah.
Because he is like
Tom Hardy.
He's in the Tom Hardy tree.
Sid the Sloth?
Really?
Yeah.
How'd they get him?
This is going to
look.
be...
Christopher Nolan doesn't always make movies that emotionally resonate, but they are always badass.
How can you get this many big-time players in one movie?
Because it's the Odyssey.
Because it's Chris Nolan. When Chris Nolan, it's like, I love these there's these directors that reach a tier where when they ask, you drop everything to go work with them, and you're like, yes, like 1,000%. It's like Ludwig Göransson was scoring Mandalorian, and one of the reasons why he didn't score season 3 was because Christopher Nolan said, "Come to Oppenheimer."
Yeah. It's why a lot of people weren't at the Oscars this year, I think, because they were all out shooting this movie.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Also, the Fox Sports deal has been announced officially.
There we go.
They're talking about it.
Wow. Let's go. Football, baby.
All right.
Big noon kickoff.
Big noon kickoff and a daily morning show shot here in Chicago from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central.
Also, I love how we use the maps commercial in there.
It's a very, very punched up Dave video.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at the good graphics.
That rocks.
Question for you. What conference has ruled college football year after year after year?
The SEC.
National champion after national champion?
2.
Answer.
I
The
know.
Big Ten. And what network covers the Big Ten better than anybody else? Fox Sports. Big noon kickoff. And what school has dominated the Big Ten more than any school in the history of the conference? The answer, the Michigan
Ohio
Wolverines.
State.
When is the last time Ohio State was able to beat Michigan? Not before the days of COVID. Alabama, the mighty Alabama in the SEC. We beat them like a drum year after year, put Nick Saban and retiring home. So let me ask you this.
Look at
people
that,
home.
dude, these
When you
graphics.
look at the set of Big Noon Kickoff, I see an Alabama guy, we put them in a pocket. I see Ohio State can't beat us. I see Notre Dame too scared to join the conference. And whenever they talk about Michigan, you can tell the jealousy. You can tell how they want to be us. Oh, they knew the signals. This, that. Enough. Nobody has been there to defend the kings of the conference, the people who put this conference on the map. Well, that ends today, friends. Barstool Sports, myself, we are joining Big Noon Kickoff. The days of kicking Michigan when we're not around is over. I will be there, so we beat on the field and we beat in the booth. Now, sure, Barstool has a lot of Big Ten people. It's not just me. Big Cat, Wisconsin, Safety School, Wisconsin, Iowa, no offense. School after school, Indiana, beautiful campus. Signetti put a cigarette out. We have all the schools covered, but only one school matters, and that's Michigan. We've ruled that conference with an iron fist for the past decade, and now it will continue in between the white lines and on the desk. So all you people out there who think you got the last word on Michigan, those days are over. Tune in, Columbus. Big Noon Kickoff. I'll be there with your dysfunctional little national champion. You can't beat us, and you know it. We'll see you soon. Music.
I love, so this is a credit to Dave, because when this deal was starting to leak yesterday, there was a lot of blowback about how, like, oh, he's just going to be biased towards Michigan and everything. It's all and then he just completely fucking leans in, removes all doubt, and makes the entire pitch. I forced my way on the Big Noon Kickoff just so I could talk about Michigan.
Yeah, if there's one thing the sports media needed, it was more Michigan talk. No, it's great. It's awesome.
Has Dave ever had to
learn a player's name?
No, has he ever had to been called to task for Matt Weiss breaking into college girls' iClouds and stealing nudes?
No.
Like, fuck Connor Stallions. Yeah. That's all bullshit. The Matt Weiss shit is the greasiest shit on the fucking planet.
So we're excited.
I wonder if that means Brady Quinn, Connor?
We got access now.
Does he have a crush on Brady Quinn?
We don't have to.
He's very good looking.
We'll skip Connor's thoughts on both Brady Quinn and
no comment.
Do y'all remember the old protein shake commercial, Brady Quinn commercials?
No.
Became a meme amongst me and my friends at college. He drink it. Now I'm done. No, that doesn't. I don't know. It's not gonna.
I want Cletus on the couch.
Wait, before we go today,
the glaze.
I want Cletus. I want to show Cletus, Mr. Ed.
Does that mean now we're actually technically teammates with Cletus?
Yeah.
Wow. I have a Cletus action figure. I've dreamed of this day.
I want him in here bad.
Teej, can you go to my Twitter and look up a video I quote tweeted of Gunnar Stockton? Brandon, do you know what Gunnar Stockton looks like?
Standard Georgia white guy?
He looks like an offensive coordinator. He does not look like a player. He's freaky looking. Like, you thought Carson Beck was an odd bird?
He was.
Okay.
Carson Beck looked like an alien.
Yes. Well,
he looked like Sid the Sloth.
They've gone back in time. They've stuck in the Ice Age, and they've got a caveman, old man, OC looking motherfucker in Gunnar Stockton.
I mean, that's kind of what they do at Georgia. Like, Stetson Bennett he looked like a 48-year-old accountant when he was the back-to-back national championship winning quarterback.
I mean,
even Brock Bowers.
Yeah, Brock Bowers looks like a car salesman.
So Gunnar Beck kind of looks like a combination of Brock Bowers. I mean, look, full screen this. Look at this guy. Look at this.
Oh, you're right.
This is a coach.
He looks like he's back in town for a 10-year reunion.
This is not a current college quarterback right here.
I didn't realize that.
He has the Brock Bowers like
hairline. Yes.
The fur of his brow.
I will say this though. There's a general competence there in his look that is exactly what Georgia wants out of their quarterback. It's not flashy. It's not over the top. It's just solid leadership and white guy quarterback play.
He looks like a guy who's going to lead you to a 9-win season while also signing off on your loan.
Also, no wonder he survived that big hit last year, because that is a big fucking head.
Yeah.
Like, that's a hard head to get.
Why do they all have male pattern baldness?
It's the Georgia way.
They drive too fast?
Yeah, all the stress.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it.
Yeah, right after you do McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also,
how come you never read
Von Miller teaming up with the Commies?
Bradley Beal to the Clippers.
This episode brought to you by McDonald's. And by the way, guys, first ever doing a read for McDonald's, like a dream come true for me.
Congratulations.
There's no better feeling than making it in time for McDonald's breakfast. Making a breakfast taco with the big breakfast, actually pretty good. Putting a hash brown in between the McMuffin, it's amazing. Hash browns for fries, let's just say you don't wake up dreaming of McDonald's fries. What's your go-to McDonald's breakfast order, Brandon?
T-Bob. So some days I get a McGriddle with 4 hash browns, and some days I will go through the...
Wait.
No.
With how many hash browns?
I'm not finished. Some days I get a McGriddle with 4 hash browns, and some days I'm just in the mood for hash browns, and I have been known to get 8. Continue.
That's fine.
I've
Hash browns are delicious.
I have gone through there and gotten. You can get 8 hash browns for about $17, and I have done it before. I've done it this week. I did it Saturday. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of two things.
I think the McDonald's hash brown, pound for pound, might be the best food in America. It is that good.
It is a perfect little puck of taste.
It is perfect. It is the most perfect food we have.
I like. It might make me a normie, but I do the thing that they talk about here. The McMuffin with a hash brown on it.
Yeah,
fantastic. And then also, I find that one big breakfast can feed all 3 of my kids. Yeah, at the age that they're at now, which is actually very convenient and great.
With the hot cakes.
Yeah. Hot cakes, you get the biscuit, you get the eggs, you get some sausage. It's great. Breakfast comes first. Wake up. It's time for McDonald's breakfast.
And that is our show.
Love y'all.
Good day.
Family.
That's
Football.
a ball's done.
Go watch Unnecessary.
Family, 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 family.